The Sami peoples have lived in their settlements before the establishment of the Scandinavian nation states in which they find themselves. They are broken up amongst 9 distinct language groups spread across a vast Arctic territory. This presentation shall focus on the Southern Saami, whose territory lies around the Trondheim Peninsula. Accurate census counts are lacking, but it is estimated that there are approximately 60,000 Sami living in Norway, making up 1.5% of the population. In Norway, you are considered Sami if you identify as such and meet specific linguistic, genealogical, and membership qualifiers. Many Sami utilize reindeer husbandry as a cultural keystone. However, this is not implicit in group membership and can often lead to exclusion and feelings of cultural inadequacy. Cultural signifiers are also embedded in their garments known as gakti, which serve to connect them to the past, but also allow for modern visibility and contain representations of this continuum in design elements.
Det här har jag lagat själv, allt samma. Det här är skalla och det är de bästa skoene på vintern. Och pesken, den är mycket bättre än de där skutertressene, för man är så ledig och lätt, man kan göra allt samma, kasta lasso i flocken selv om man har pesken på.
As a testament to their resiliency, the Sami have maintained their cultural distinction despite living within northern non-indigenous economies for thousands of years, as well as assimilation attempts by their nation's governments. Beginning in 1850, the Sami in Norway became subject to fornorsking, which translates to Norwegianization. It was performed as a way to assimilate Sami children by disconnecting them from their language. Embedded in a policy called the Lap Fund, an exorbitant amount of money was spent constructing boarding schools and stripping children of their culture, even providing financial incentive for teachers who showed the best results. I profited sadly little from school. I was intellectually malnourished. My soul was damaged. These are the most barren and fruitless of my learning years. They were wasted, so to speak, and a wasted childhood can never be made good. In an incredible twist of fate, it was the Sami voice expressed in unity against the development of a hydroelectric dam that would fundamentally change the way they were viewed in Norwegian society. And although their activism failed to halt the project, it did signal a change in the political power structure between Sami peoples in Norway from one based on Sami subordination to one based in mutual respect. In 1987, the Norwegian Parliament adopted the Sami Act, which allowed state protection for the Sami to safeguard and develop their language, culture, and way of life. It also created political representation in the creation of Sametinget, or Sami Parliament. In 1989, the Sami Parliament was opened. Its aim is to further Sami interests by acting as a political and administrative body for the Sami people. It is an elected assembly with 39 representatives, elected by 7 constituencies every 4th year. Its current leadership consists of President of Parliament, Silja Kavin Muotka, and President of the Plenary, Tom Sottinen, who assumed office on October 13, 2021. Being teenagers in the 90s, they would have experienced 2 events of great significance for the Sami. The first was the 1990 ratification of the International Labour Organization's ILO 169, an Indigenous Human Rights Convention and precursor to UNDRIP. Of most importance to this case study are Article 6, which guarantees good faith consultation, and Articles 13 through 19, which cover Indigenous land and resource rights. The second significant event occurred on October 7, 1997, when King Harold V said these words.
Den norske stat grunnlagt på territoriet til to folk, nordmenn og samer. Samisk historie tett flettet sammen med norsk historie. I dag må vi beklage den urett den norske stat tidligere har påført det samiske folk gjennom en hard fornorskningspolitikk.
Although it's been almost 30 years since Norway recognized the fundamental rights of the Sami people, the situation in Norway has devolved to reflect the same mindset which has dominated colonial power structures throughout history. This is the result of Norway building its largest onshore wind farm in the region of Storia, which directly infringes on the Sami cultural practice of reindeer herding. The situation has continued despite a December 10, 2018 letter from the United Nations Committee on the Elimination of Racial Discrimination that asked Norway to suspend the project, as well as a Norwegian Supreme Court decision on October 11, 2021, which found Norway in violation of the human rights of the Sami, which renders both license of expropriation and license of construction invalid in relation to the wind development. In violation are the Storia and Rowan wind farms, which are part of the broader Fosen Vind project, a massive development featuring 278 wind turbines and 241 kilometers of newly constructed roads. Completed in 2019, the Storia wind farm is Fosen Vind's largest site. It contains 80 turbines and is supported by an incredible amount of infrastructure. There are 60 kilometers of roads in a very complex terrain, 80 hard stands and concrete foundations, hundreds of kilometers of electric cables, as well as a service building and substation. Following a March 2nd meeting with Silja Kavin Muotka, Petroleum and Energy Minister Terje Asland had this to say: I have apologized on behalf of the government to the reindeer farms in Fosen for the fact that the permits involve a violation of human rights. He further stressed a need to find solutions that enable the Fosen wind power and reindeer husbandry to coexist, and that's a task I still believe we can succeed with.